when you first heard about it, you kind of shrugged it off and thought, them people are crazy. I don't even know what they're talking about. And then some little something, maybe it was a glitch. You looked at something and thought, that's spelled different than it used to be. I know that's what happened to me. You know, I didn't catch on immediately. I'll be honest with y'all. I started noticing that products was spelt different. And I noticed this back, I don't know, a couple of years or so back. But honestly, maybe I'm naive, but I'm an honest person. I tell you what I think. But whenever I would go out, you know, I'd see things and notice, oh, that's not the way that used to be spelt. And I don't know. But when I was really awakened to it, it's a lot like you people. I hear you talk about photohelix, and that's exactly what happened to me. I just happened to come across one of his videos, and he was talking about Mandela effect, and I thought, Mandela effect, what the heck is Mandela effect? But anyway, when I learned about the Mandela effect and really took it serious is when photohelix said, hey, the King James Bible's changed. It don't say wineskins no more. It says bottle. And I said, what did he just say? Because I know that King James Bible, that's the only Bible I've ever used. The only one. And I knew it said wineskins. Well, first thing I did, I went over, I got my Bible out, and I got on my glasses because I can't see where nothing. I was flipping through there, and when I seen that man knew what he was talking about, I went checking out other scriptures, and I knew I couldn't deny it. So anything I want to know about, I'm why, what, where, how, and I just kept on, and it was like, oh, what? And that was your first thing too. You know it was. You know it was. It don't matter if it was because you noticed the change in the Bernstein Bears, or if it was because you heard Mr. Rogers singing It's a Beautiful Day in this neighborhood instead of the neighborhood, or if it was because you was a Sex in the City fan and all of a sudden it's Sex and it don't matter. Whatever woke you up, you had the wow factor going on and you wanted to know more. That's exactly what happened to you. And then after that happened, what did you want to do? First thing you wanted to do, you wanted to go tell everybody else about it because you wanted to talk about it. Some people would listen to you, some wouldn't. Some got on to you. Usually it was somebody that was real deep into religion, or they was real brainwashed into something else, and they told you, oh, you better leave that alone because that's evil. Oh, that's the devil. That's witchcraft. You better leave that alone. And then some of you, you know, you might have recanted and you said, well, I probably did remember that wrong because you wanted to fit in with the crowd, so you went back to sleep. But some of you didn't. You stayed awake and you kept on searching and you kept on seeking, and you're still searching and you're still seeking. Okay, that's for you that's just now waking up and you're like, I don't know, I don't get it, and you're looking for people to help you understand. That's what a lot of us are doing on YouTube right now. We're continuing seeking, and we're trying to help you along to let you know, hey, you ain't alone. You ain't by yourself. We're out here. We've been there, and we're going through it too. And some of you're going through the depression. You're going through the isolation. You're going through the confusion. You're scared, and you don't know what's going on. And that's part of the reason that I'm on here still talking about this, because I want you to know that you don't have anything to be afraid of. Nothing. That everything's okay. Not gonna be okay, but it's okay. Not okay, it's O-K-A-Y. It's okay. Right now, no matter what your perception is, no matter how you're feeling, no matter if you're excited right now and depressed tomorrow, laying in the bed, crying, and everything, it's still okay. And whatever you're feeling right now, if you're feeling happy and on cloud 10, hey, you know what? It ain't gonna last. It ain't gonna last. When you're happy, it does not last forever. But you know what the good news is? When you're sad and you're feeling depressed and you're sluggish, and that's not gonna last forever either. So don't worry about it. You're going to come up out of it, because life is a roller coaster ride. Your emotions are a roller coaster. Knowledge is a roller coaster. And we're all on that roller coaster, but we are clamped in. Praise God. So, you know, you just ain't got time to deal with nobody that's still stuck in maybe a negative situation, or somebody that's still got the flesh part going on that can lose their temper like that right there and get on that ass. You think, oh, no, you still locked up in the illusion. You know what? You're the one that's locked up in the illusion. You are. You're just as bad as the fanatical, hypocritic person that is so locked up into religion that stands up behind the pulpits and wants all the people to look at them like they got all the answers. And because people don't follow you and every little thing you say, You ain't got time for them. Some of you used to talk to me when we was waking up kind of together. And we were discussing it, and we were like, well, I wonder what and how is. And all of a sudden, you just done got a little bit too big for your britches. You ain't got time to talk to me no more. And you sure as hell ain't got time to talk to nobody that's just now waking up, because you too busy living in your own little world that you're creating for yourself, and you're ready to leave everybody else behind. You know what that tells me about you? You do not have love in you. You don't have agape love. And whatever your God is, whatever you want to call your God, I don't want no part of that God no more than I want a part of the God that's in the buildings with the steeples on top of it. You're too selfish. You want to go on and leave everybody else behind, no matter if you want to call this another dispensation of time, another earth, a merging of another dimension, whatever you want to call it. I ain't leaving nobody behind. Not until something greater than me comes and takes me out of this physical body. Never. And if you do, something's wrong with you. You're selfish. You are deceived. You better not. You better not. Search this stuff out for yourself. But what I'm trying to say is that I'm tired of self-righteous people, and I don't give a rat's ass if you call it religion or Mandela effect. I'm tired of you self-righteousness. And I am calling you out, and I'm rebuking you in the power and the source of the prime creator in Christ, which means the anointing. And I'm telling you, you need to back it up just a little bit.
A lot of you still live in an illusion, a delusion and deception that is very, very real. Alright? There can be illusions and delusions and deceptions that are real. In this reality, they have come out with a quantum computer. I want you guys to go research this D-Wave quantum computer and its capabilities. Who has a hold of this thing? Alright? What do they do? How long have they existed? Alright? You need to know what a quantum D-Wave computer is in the D-Wave 2. Because they exist. Google has them, NASA has them, and other major corporations that are part of your everyday life have these computers. Alright? Reaching into timelines and other universes, so to speak, is real. It is a reality, and it is happening. Alright? You guys need to research LHC, the Large Hadron Collider, CERN. You guys need to know what these things are, because times, people, geography, genealogy, historic and ancient knowledge, biblical knowledge, all of these things, all of them are changing. Even logos, movies, games, catchphrases. I can go on and on and on. People are misremembering, quote unquote, misremembering the same events and logos and things of that nature the same way. How is that possible? You know, people who have gone through their whole lives seeing whatever they seen, and then all of a sudden it switched. You can't tell me I haven't seen Febreze no longer spelled Febreze. It's spelled Febreze. Alright? And it has always been spelled Febreze. Why people call it Febreze, I don't know. Alright? But it's very much real. If you do not believe me, pause the video, pull out your Siri phone, start typing certain things, and watch what happens. Watch what happens. Alright? You guys have to snap out of it. You have to. Because if you do not, the one world reality is the outcome. Where it doesn't matter what you believe, what is will be what is. Alright? And that is where it is going now. Because I can't see Vaseline spelled with an O anymore. I can't go eat Jiffy peanut butter, even though I've had it so many times in my life. I can't go do it. Now I have to eat Jif peanut butter. J-I-F, not J-I-F-F-Y. Alright? You guys have to start understanding that realities are changing. People are changing. If you read the Bible is changing. If you like to be a couch potato and watch movies, those movies you're watching with famous quotes in them, they are changing. It's not Luke, I am your father. It's no, I am your father. In the famous quote from Star Wars. So it is what it is. The Mona Lisa. Have you ever noticed the Mona Lisa and how it looks? The Mona Lisa, I remember, she never smiled. It was like a pretty much blank face. And if I wanted to say that it was making any expression, it definitely wouldn't be a smile. It would be some type of stern stare, not a smile. But now, every Mona Lisa picture you will see, every depiction of the Mona Lisa will have a smile, a slight smirk, if you will. It's crazy, people. It's crazy. Reality is changing. How can you not snap out of this when so many hundreds of things are changing right in front of your face? Go look at all of these things that I'm mentioning in the video, and there will be a list in the description. I want you guys to notice, alright, everything around you, from your thoughts to what you are actually saying to what you see when you leave from your home and in your home. You guys better wake up. What, you just misremember this? No, it changed right in your house. Alright? Or shall I say, let me explain it to you like this. It never changed. You changed realities. Where in the reality that you live in now, it's always been that way. You get it? Still confusing, right? Because it's not supposed to be going on. Man is trying to act as God. You guys need to research the LHC, the Large Hadron Collider. You need to search for the D-Wave 2, the quantum computer, the D-Wave. You need to search and know what that is. Know what the LHC is. Know what CERN is. So when all these major catastrophic events and history is changing and things of that nature, you know why and where it's coming from. Alright, because if you don't get educated, you will perish for your ignorance. And I guarantee it. Read that Bible. Read a biblical text and see if it doesn't mention everything that's going on now in this era. Alright? The end times are upon us. Because you can't tell me that in the JFK assassination there was a 6-seat car. No, there was a 4-seat car. And there were 4 people in the car, not 6. Alright? There's a divider in the car now and 2 extra people. Where'd they come from? Who knows? Who knows? Maybe in your reality it's always been that way. And if it has been, fine. I'm not arguing with you. I'm just telling you that I come from a reality where it was always a 4-seat car. Alright? I come from a reality where Skechers, the shoe Skechers, was always spelled with a T. No T in Skechers anymore, bud. No T. I need you guys to wake up. Snap out of it. Because they have you. These people have you in the grasp of their very palm. And you're squished. I'm trying to do like this and rip that seal off of you. Alright? Let me do it. Stop denying and complaining because you don't want to switch realities, quote unquote. Because you don't want to wake up. Because you want to live in your comfort zone. Alright? It's not going to work too much longer because your comfort zone is going to become fire. Blazing hellfire. Alright? Straight from the Lord Almighty himself. Alright? Corinthians 4:4 will open the door. Go read it. 2 Corinthians 4:4. Go read it. Because this seal upon you guys needs to be broken. And you need to start to comprehend and understand what is going on around you in your world, in your reality. Screw my reality. Alright? Because sooner or later, my reality is going to become your reality, and yours mine, and so on and so forth. Because you guys don't want to snap out of it. You don't want to wake up. You want to give into this one world reality, this one world government, this new world order. It will settle in, and it is the perfect time because you guys are squished. Squished. You guys are distracted, deluded, living in the illusion in the grand deception, which is talked about in the Bible. You guys better wake up. You guys better wake up. Life is like a box of chocolates, Forrest Gump said. Nope. I need you guys to snap out of it. How can people's names, the spelling of people's names, change? These people have always been these people. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense. People, I'm trying to give you everything I can. From movies to logos to things that you've seen every day in your everyday life, and you know that these things can't just massively change overnight, but I'm telling you they have. Or shall I say you have. Start to understand and comprehend this stuff, people. Guys, please go look at the US map. I'm sorry, not the US map, the world map. Alright, go look at the world map and know that the Mandela effect is happening in the world, with people in the world, around the world, not just in the United States, not just in Africa, not just in Europe. By the way, Europe has changed like dramatically. Not just in India, not just in the UK, everywhere, everywhere.
Our lives as we knew them, if you just found out about what's going on with this quantum effect, your life has been one big blur since you found out about it. Seems like for most of us, it's probably taken about 4 to 6 weeks to get your mind around what's happening, and then how does life go on? How do you keep living when you know that any day, as a Christian, for those that believe in the rapture, you may be out of here, or we may wake up in the morning and everything about what we've known is over. There's no more Constitution, no more amendments, guns are outlawed. For me, I see any of those scenarios playing out. So how do I function in my daily life? I have dealt much better with this than my spouse has. He, for 3 weeks, he completely shut down. He lost 20 pounds. I would look at him and he would be solid white and his eyes just humongous looking at me with such fear in his eyes, because he knows that time is short. Now, we've heard, for most of us, we've heard that Jesus is coming back all of our lives. When the Mandela effect started, we just found out about this about 4 weeks ago now. So we've had 4 weeks. At the time, we were looking at adding on another sort of building outside for the stuff that we have. That is completely took the very back burner. Don't foresee that happening. You start planning different. You start living your life that tomorrow could be it, but you've got to live today. How do you get your mind around saying goodbye to everybody? And it's really no different dealing with this effect that we're now dealing with. We know that it could end today, and we could go another few years, another decade, whatever the case may be. The way this is accelerating, I would be really surprised that the time is really that long, but only God knows. But we've got to eat. You got to work, you got to pay your bills, you got to provide for your family. You're going to have your moments once you adapt and get adjusted to this initial shock that everything about your life is now no longer different. Most of your family and friends are not going to understand, and they're not going to see it, and the ones that do see it will choose to ignore it. I think it's going to continue to progress, and it's going to be more and more changes, and it'll get to the point where regular people are not even going to be able to dismiss. They may not see it as Jesus doing it, or not Jesus doing it, but it's part of the end time agenda, but they will see something. So in a way, it's like he's stepping back and giving him room, but he only gives him so much room, because we'd all been out of here centuries ago if it had been up to Satan. So the point of this video is, once you get over the initial shock, you got to work, you got to live, you got to witness, you've got to pay your bills. You're trying to function knowing that everything could be over, and nobody said that this is easy. because I don't think it is. And it, like I said, when I was trying to compare it to those who are given a terminal illness, they're given a time frame. We've also been given a time frame, and thank God for that. For the ones of us that see it, I know people are seeing this that don't have necessarily Jesus in their life. I think there's a reason for that too. I think fear keeps people from seeing it, but I've seen those of people that get sick with a horrible illness and they choose to ignore it, and it doesn't make it go away. Just because you don't want to see it doesn't make whatever not there. So I look at life differently in the past month.
And when I say it, when they say it to me, I ask, like, you seen them get shot on TV, and they say yes, it was live on TV, cameras are full, everything was televised. And it's funny how this timeline, it doesn't have any actual live footage of the assassination. Like, they just say in this timeline that this, I don't even know how to say that guy's name. I would just say the guy's name was Z, and it is the only video archive footage of JFK getting shot. And like I said, I have been going around asking people about JFK's assassination, and a lot of people were saying they seen it live on TV when they were kids. Like, they said they remember seeing him waving around everybody, and then all of a sudden he grabs himself, and then the cameras kind of pan back because they're wondering what's going on. Then that's when once the camera pan back, that's when you see his head blow up. That's when people were saying they seen his head blow up on TV. And I don't know, like, I don't know, these days I don't know what to believe. Like, you can't even go on Google anymore and Google shit, because 9 times out of 10 Google change it to whatever they're saying it is now. So yeah, and it's kind of hard to ask people questions about the past, because 9 times out of 10, everybody goes to their phone trying to Google it, and I'm like, don't Google it, just use the top of your head. And once they say use the top of their head, they just give in and say, I don't remember. They don't want to try to even attempt to remember or anything like that. I don't know. It baffles me these days. Everything, like, just gets me frustrated trying to tell people about stuff, like talk to people, like even trying to get people just to remember simple little things. They don't remember it. Like, I don't know. And I've been trying to search through some old newspapers for, like, old residues of Ford symbols, and I only found one picture. It's just frustrating. And coming and asking people for their opinion about this or the Mandela effect, they either choose not to acknowledge it, or they just flat out give in and say, oh, it's maybe my mind's not what I think it was. Like, seriously, I mean, like, there are, like, how many cases of people reporting that they don't remember it this way? And it can't be this shared memory theory, because by that theory, everybody in the world has a shared memory. It just, oh my God, frustrating, completely frustrating. I hate the fact that I can't talk to normal people about this subject. They just look at me like I'm crazy. Like, I don't know. Hey, hate having nobody to talk to about this. Everybody just thinks I'm crazy. These days I think I am going crazy. I look out the window every day and I see certain things changed. Like, it just gets to me. This thing is real. It is real. Our world is changing.